July 31st, 1993, a hot and muggy day in Michigan. And yes, for those of you who do not know, it does get hot in Michigan. It's not always snowing. I don't really remember this day, nor the next couple years, but it's the day that I took my rightful spot in my family with my two sisters and my parents as their favorite son. Being from Michigan, you probably think that I'm from Detroit. But no, in fact, I am not from Detroit. In fact, you probably know nothing about Michigan except that there is Detroit there. The only association I have with Detroit is a love for the Lions, Tigers, and a deep hatred for the Bears. In Michigan, no matter where you are, there's three things that are certain. The Lions are always one good draft pick away from a winning season. The Tigers are always close to the pursuit in the World Series. And the Red Wings will forever be the best hockey team. Now, you might ask, what part of Detroit am I from? Do I live on 8 Mile? Do I personally know Eminem? That's not true. In fact, if you take your hand, if everyone just take their hand right now, and point right here, that's where I'm from. Detroit's over here. It's about 2 hours away. That's 2 hours too few. Wish there's 12. But this is Caledonia, Michigan, best known for a great school system, expansive cornfields, and the existence of the American dream. Now, Caledonia isn't a small town, because apparently only the South has a monopoly on that. It's about a mid-sized town with 1,200 folks at our school. And so my summers were filled as a child with playing in the forest, and just running around playing tag with friends. And then it would transition into fall, where I'd just rake leaves for hours in my backyard because it had to be done. And then winter was filled with lots of sledding and shoveling snow, and the occasional snowball fight and sledding. And as spring rolled around, it was just time for a new transition into summer. It was just exciting to see what was going to happen this summer. What's going to happen? That was always the question. Well, what's summer going to bring? Who's our teachers going to be for next fall? But that was way out of our minds. We were just excited for summer and a new transition. So change became a new theme for my life. With the drastic changes in the seasons, it just was ingrained into my brain. Luckily for me, as I grew up, my parents took us traveling very often. We had a pop-up camper and an Astro van. So with 5 people in an Astro van, seats 8, it's not bad until you start bringing 3 or 4 friends. Then it's uncomfortable. On our weekends, we'd go camping on some property we have up north. That's another thing about Michigan. If you're going on vacation in Michigan, you're going up north. So we'd go up north and just camp for the weekend and whatnot. But every summer we'd take a long trip. It could be 2 weeks on the East Coast or a month out west. We even camped in Las Vegas in a pop-up with 6 people. It was miserable, but it was great because it was only $17 a night. But as this change became a theme in my life, so it changed into my high school years. As I went into high school, the seasons kind of changed. No longer did I just play in the woods with my friends. I would have loved to. I probably still would, but it didn't happen. Summer became a time for baling hay. That's actually something I did. Landscaping, I did a lot of landscaping for a job, and preparing for football. Football was huge in my town. Fall was completely devoted to football. Every single day you had practice. Every day except Sunday you had practice. And as fall gave way to winter would be a time for snow shoveling. You could have a 17-hour shift snow shoveling, $19 an hour. It's not bad. Miserable, worst job of my life. And again, that gave way to spring. As spring rolled around, it was always the same, even as being a child. It was just, okay, wonderful, can't wait to get out of prison or school, either way you look at it. So as that came around, you're just excited for the next summer and what that was going to bring. What were you going to do with your friends? Where were you going to go with your family? It was always such an exciting change in the seasons. It was just so drastic and so ingrained. So as I approached my senior year, I really was wondering, what's this new change going to bring? Where am I going to go to school for college? Where am I going to spend the 4 major years of my life? Society these days just says that college is like the biggest time of your life. Like this is it, and then you die. So it was a huge, crucial part of me to choose the perfect school. So what did I do? I wanted to go down south. It just seemed great. So Started looking at schools down here, mostly Tennessee and Virginia. So I visited VMI, and long story short, there is nothing in Lexington, Virginia. There's mountains, that's pretty, but nothing to do. Charleston has beaches, and I came here. So that landed me here at the Citadel, just this huge change. And it was wonderful, because I didn't want to be at home. So now I'm almost exactly 1,000 miles away from home, and loving every second of it. So I stand before you today, unable to change my past, uncertain of my future, but I can be certain of one thing, and that is change.